Welcome to all. Topic is Introduction to DTD. We have created an XML document based on the 6 rules. Only one root tag should be there. Then XML elements should follow hierarchy. Case sensitive. Attribute values should be double quoted. Entity reference should be included. These are the rules for making an XML document. This is what we call it as well-formedness of an XML document. After creating proper XML document, we need to validate it. How can we validate an XML document? In the sense, we have document type definition, which is called DTD. It is used to create rules for elements which are included in the XML document. The components of XML document: element, attribute, text, attribute values, entities are to be verified with the help of DTD. So, the XML document should confirm well-formedness. It is one important thing. Then the XML document should confirm DTD or schema. Document type definition, schema, these are the two different tools can be associated with an XML document for the purpose of validating the XML document. The DTD can be declared in the top of an XML document. We have two forms of DTD. One is internal and another one is external. Internal DTD and external DTD both are used for validating the particular XML document. We have written the rule set, how my XML document should be, what are the elements, what are the child elements, how many times the element can be repeated, what is the actual text an element is having, how many attributes we have, whether the attribute is having single value or multiple values. Sometimes we are not giving value for an attribute, automatically it is taking the value. Sometimes we skip to give values, which is default, it enabled with the default value. So these are the various kind of attributes, various form of elements. We need to verify whether the XML document has followed the rule set whatever we have written in DTD or in the schema. DTD comprises the rules for the particular XML document alone. We cannot use same DTD for defining different XML document. So I can say, if you want to reuse the same DTD for more than one XML document, in the sense we have to create the document based on the DTD. So XML should be based on document type definition or schema. Then only we can achieve reusability. It validates elements, text as well as attribute values and also the attribute. The components of XML document should be based on document type definition as well as schema. Now, what we have in XML document that should be based on DTD. Validation is one of the important process, can be achieved with the help of DTD or schema. The validation process, what is the root tag we have in our XML document? So root tag. Then elements, that is structure. Structure in the sense, what is the root, what is the first child, whether the first child element is having any subchild elements or any attributes are included, what is the name of root tag, what is the name of every child element, and content. XML document which is compressing root, child, subchild, attribute, entities, attribute values, text. These are the different kind of component are to be verified during validation process. This is achieved with the help of DTD as well as schema. These are the two different tools has been used for validation process. The internal DTD, external DTD, these are the two categories of DTD. What is the use of having these two categories? The sense, we want to apply the rule set for one particular XML document, not for validating other XML document. In the sense, better we can go for internal DTD. The internal DTD can be written within an XML document. So we know that the name of file document should be saved with .xml. This is for internal DTD. We will discuss in depth. Then external DTD, another form. Suppose we want to apply the same rule set for more than one XML document. In the sense, we can go for external DTD. Sometimes we have written DTD file 1, DTD file 2, DTD file 3. These are three separate files we have written with .dtd extension, because for XML document we have given .xml. For DTD we have to create DTD with .dtd extension. Document type definition. It's a 3-character extension should be given for the file. We have created 3 files separately. The file, this file can be used for validating one XML document. This is XML document 1, and this file may be used for validating XML document 2, and another XML document we have, this document is verified by the 3 rule set. It is also possible. That's what we have written the document type definition as a separate file, which is called external DTD. As like document type definition, we have another tool which is called XML schema. This XML schema advanced tool which is validating element, its text, its structure as well as attribute values. The attribute values cannot be validated by DTD. Schema will validate the entire structure of an XML document. So that we have 2 different tools. Coming to internal DTD. How can we create the internal DTD where it should be included? Here you can see question mark XML version equal to 1.0 we have written. This is usually we create an XML document with this pre-processing statement. The same way we have to create XML document. The same XML document we have to include document type definition. how can we start DTD? The document type definition should start with exclamation doc type. This is written in capital letter. The machine can understand this is processing statement for validating the particular XML document. So after starting the pre-processing statement $XML version equal to 1.0, then encoding equal to UTF-8, we have to write DTD. Within the DTD, what we have to write, that we will discuss. Before that, I am exploring how to create internal DTD for XML document. So in this slide, I have start writing the XML document after writing document type definition. So very first statement is pre-processing statement followed by DTD. So actually this is only the DTD. Within the DTD, we have to write the rules for XML document. Say for example, the internal DTD I have started with exclamation, angle bracket, exclamation, doc type, space, root tag name. What is the tag we are going to have in XML document? That we have to give. After that, opening square bracket and closing square bracket and closing angle bracket. Between opening square bracket and closing square bracket, we have to include the rules, that is DTD definition. Finally, the file should be saved with .xml extension. It is important. Why? Because the XML document which is having document type definition. So here within the XML document, we have written DTD. So that this DTD is called internal. The same rules can be saved in some other document with .dtd extension. Same rules can be included. So whatever we have written in this, that can be saved separately with DTD extension, like this DTD file .dtd. Usually the previous internal DTD, here also we have started doc type, exclamation doc type, space, root tag name, square bracket, then the statement of DTD, closing square bracket, closing angle bracket. That's all about internal DTD. After this, we have to start writing the XML document. For this XML document, it has a root tag. This root tag should be matched with the root tag what we have given in the doc type. The doc type is document type, DOCTYPE. It should be in capital letter along with the exclamation symbol. Coming to external DTD, instead of creating DTD internally, what we have created the same, look at here, doc type, space, as like internal DTD, we have to give root tag name. The root tag should be available in your XML document. So the document type definition should be mapped with particular XML document. The later stages, we will be discussing how to club more than one DTD for XML document. But the XML document can be validated using more than one DTD. So that DTD should be a external DTD. Here exclamation doc type space root tag name space, we have to give either system or public. System can be given for the internal DTD, that is private DTD. The document type definition we have kept as separate file in our local drive, C drive or D drive or E drive. So this is available in our hard disk. In the sense, we can go for system. System is enough, no need to give public. Suppose we have kept the DTD file in any URL, Uniform Resource Locator. It is available on any web sources. Then we should give public. So instead of giving system, we have to give public. If it is public, then the DTD file is available in the particular web source, from which we have to extract while validating the particular XML document. The XML document, as like XML document, the DTD file should be saved with .dtd. So the rules are written in the document type definition file. The file name is DTD file.dtd. You can give any name. The file name should be very close to XML document. Say for example, I have created student XML document, then better we can give student.xml for XML document and student.dtd for DTD document. Now we have in the XML document how to create rule set for making the particular XML document getting validated. We have to write the XML document first, then DTD second. You may write XML document as well as DTD separately, then later both can be associated. I have written the XML document as student. This is my XML document. This document should be saved with .xml. So you may easily guess what is the root tag I have in my XML document. Yes, it is student. This is my XML document starting with student and ending with /student. This is parent tag and also it is called root tag for my XML document. When I am writing DTD, if it is internal DTD or external DTD, anyhow, the document, that is DTD document, should start with doc type, right? So exclamation, I have doc type, DOCTYPE. It's a opening tag for including DTD. Doc type, exclamation doc type space. What is the tag I have in my XML document? Student. So it is starting with a capital S. Then I have square bracket. Here I am closing the square bracket and also I am closing the angle bracket. In my XML document, first I need to identify what is the root tag. Yes, I have identified the root tag. And what are the child elements included for my XML document? Say for example, I would like to have roll number. Then I would like to have name. These are closed properly, and here also name. Only two child elements I have in my XML document. I have decided that the student element should carry only two child elements. One is roll number and another one is name. I am very much clear about the skeleton of my XML document. Then I have to write the rules for XML document. I can say, I can write the DTD first, then I can write XML document. This is also correct. I am very much clear about my XML document. In the sense, I can directly start writing document type definition. For the document type definition, I can write XML document. So both are correct. I have to start with student is a root tag, so that I have given in my DTD, I have given doc type space student. Student is a root tag in my XML document. Then we have to start write about the skeleton. What is the skeleton? What is the structure of my XML document? Structure of XML document is how many child elements, what are the child elements I have, any attribute included for child elements, what is the text I have given. This is structure of XML document. So I need to specify the structure of XML document, then name of elements and occurrences of each element and text as well as attribute. These are coming under structure or skeleton of XML document. So you can easily understand within this opening square bracket and closing square bracket, I have to write about the entire structure of XML document. So where I need to write the sense only between opening and closing square bracket. Suppose if it is internal DTD. If it is internal DTD. If it is internal DTD, then where we have to include the entire structure should be included within this XML document. So if it is internal DTD, then what is the file name we have to give? The file name should be same student.xml, which is having internal DTD student. So this entire document should be written within this space. Suppose if it is external DTD, in the sense we have to write external DTD. This is XML document student.xml, and we have to create separate DTD file as an external file. This file can be associated with this XML document. This is called association. If it is internal, in the sense no need to create separate file for DTD. It should be written the same space. Suppose if it is external DTD, in the sense we have to create separate file with the .dtd extension as like .xml file. But after creating these two files, XML file and DTD file, these two files should be associated. So DTD is providing a rules for an XML document, how it should be. That's all about XML and validation process. So validation is a process of checking the correctness of an XML root tag, XML element, its text and attribute values. That's all about XML validation. XML validation can be achieved with the help of DTD as well as schema. The DTD we have internal as well as external. This is summary of this topic. After making internal DTD as well as external DTD, it should be associated with XML document. Once if it is associated properly, then the XML should compress elements and all child, subchild as well as text and attribute values should be based on DTD or schema. Thank you.